Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Old Quarter Dollar USA. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of quarter dollar coins, exploring their value, iconic designs, hidden treasures, and the shocking history behind some of America's most rare and expensive coins. From different mint marks like P, D, and S to unique color shades and era varieties, these coins continue to attract collectors and investors around the world. Some old and dirty-looking quarters may seem ordinary, but certain rare pieces have sold for thousands, and even millions, of dollars. In this exciting top 3 quarter dollar historical designs and hidden details that make these coins incredibly valuable today. So before you spend that old quarter sitting in your pocket or coin jar, make sure to watch until the end because you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. First up, the United States of America Bicentennial Quarter $1776 to 1976 with no mint mark is one of the most famous and collectible modern American coins ever produced. This special quarter was created to celebrate 200 years of American independence, honoring the historic journey from 1776, the year the Declaration of Independence was signed, to 1976, the bicentennial anniversary of the nation. Unlike ordinary Washington quarters that display a single year, this coin proudly carries the dual date 1776 to 1976, making it instantly recognizable to collectors and history lovers around the world. The coin was issued during a time of national celebration in America, when patriotic events, parades, ceremonies, and commemorative products filled the country with excitement. Millions of Americans saved these quarters as souvenirs because they represented the spirit of freedom, democracy, and national pride. Even decades later, the bicentennial quarter remains one of the most remembered coins in United States history. The no mint mark version was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and because Philadelphia coins traditionally carried no mint mark during that period, collectors identify these coins simply by the absence of a letter near Washington's portrait. Although many were produced for circulation, certain rare high-grade examples, era coins, and special varieties are worth impressive amounts of money today. The obverse side of the bicentennial quarter features the legendary portrait of America's first president, George Washington. The word "Liberty" appears boldly above the portrait, while the motto "In God We Trust" is positioned to the left. The dual date, 1776 to 1976, appears below Washington's bust, replacing the normal single-year date used on regular quarters. This special date immediately tells collectors that the coin was struck to honor the bicentennial celebration. The portrait of Washington used on the coin was originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan, whose design first appeared on the quarter in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. For decades, the Washington quarter became one of the most circulated coins in America, and by 1976 the familiar design had become a symbol of the nation itself. The bicentennial issue kept Washington's portrait to preserve continuity with American coinage traditions while introducing a completely new reverse design that celebrated the country's history and revolutionary spirit. The reverse side of the 1776 to 1976 quarter is what makes this coin truly special and different from ordinary Washington quarters. Instead of the traditional eagle design, the bicentennial quarter features a colonial drummer boy holding a drum with a victory torch surrounded by 13 stars. This powerful image symbolizes the American Revolutionary War and the original 13 colonies that fought for independence from British rule. The reverse design was created by artist Jack L., whose winning design was selected through a national competition organized by the United States Mint. Above the drummer appears the inscription, United States of America, while below are the denomination, quarter dollar, and the patriotic motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. The drummer boy design quickly became iconic because it captured the patriotic emotion surrounding America's bicentennial celebrations. Many Americans at the time believed the design was one of the most beautiful and meaningful reverses ever placed on a U.S. quarter. The composition of the standard no mint mark bicentennial quarter is copper-nickel clad. The outer layers are made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, the same size as regular Washington quarters. The edge of the coin is reeded, featuring small ridges around the circumference. Although most circulation quarters were struck in copper-nickel clad, the United States Mint also produced special 40% silver bicentennial quarters for collectors in proof sets and mint sets. However, the no mint mark circulation version found in everyday pocket change is generally the standard clad variety produced in Philadelphia. These coins were struck in enormous numbers because the government wanted enough commemorative quarters available for circulation during the national celebration. Production of the bicentennial quarter began in 1975 and continued into 1976. Interestingly, no quarters dated 1975 were issued because all quarters produced during that period carried the dual date 1776 to 1976. This unusual decision made the bicentennial design even more memorable. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of no-mint mark quarters, while additional coins were produced at the Denver and San Francisco mints. Since so many were made, circulated examples are still very common today. Many people discover these coins in old piggy banks, coin jars, family collections, or pocket change. However, collectors carefully search for rare conditions, minting errors, and unusual varieties that can significantly increase the coin's value. Coins with strong details, bright luster, and little wear are especially desirable among collectors. The value of a standard circulated 1776 to 1976 no-mint mark quarter is usually around face value, meaning 25 cents, because millions remain in circulation. However, coins in uncirculated condition with brilliant surfaces can sell for several dollars. High-grade examples certified by professional grading companies such as or NGC may bring much higher prices depending on quality and rarity. Coins graded or higher are more difficult to find because many bicentennial quarters entered circulation and became worn over time. A perfectly preserved coin with sharp details and original mint luster can attract strong collector demand. Some rare top population examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions, especially if they possess exceptional strike quality or unusual minting characteristics. Error coins are one of the most exciting aspects of bicentennial quarter collecting. Certain mint errors can dramatically increase a coin's value. Double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and wrong planchet errors are highly sought after by collectors. Some bicentennial quarters have been discovered struck on silver planchets or foreign coin blanks, making them extremely rare and valuable. Other examples show dramatic doubling in the lettering or design elements. Because collectors constantly search through rolls and collections hoping to discover valuable errors, the bicentennial quarter continues to inspire treasure hunters across America and around the world. Even small mistakes made during production can transform an ordinary-looking quarter into a highly prized collectible worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. The historical importance of the bicentennial quarter goes far beyond its monetary value. This coin represents a unique moment in American history when the entire nation celebrated 2 centuries of independence. During the mid-1970s, America was recovering from political scandals, economic difficulties, and social tensions. The bicentennial celebration helped unite the country through patriotic pride and reflection on the nation's founding principles. Schools taught special history lessons, cities organized parades and festivals, and millions of commemorative products were released. The bicentennial quarter became one of the most accessible souvenirs of that celebration because nearly every American handled these coins in everyday transactions. For many people, the drummer boy quarter evokes memories of fireworks, patriotic music, and the spirit of 1976. Collectors often appreciate the bicentennial quarter not only for its design, but also for its connection to American culture and identity. Coin collecting experts recommend examining these quarters carefully under good lighting because condition plays a major role in determining value. Coins with minimal scratches, strong mint luster, and sharp drummer details are more desirable. Some collectors store their best examples in protective holders to prevent damage from moisture, fingerprints, and environmental exposure. Others search bankrolls hoping to find overlooked high-grade pieces or valuable mint errors. Because the coin remains common in circulation, it is one of the most affordable and enjoyable coins for beginners entering the hobby of numismatics. Next, top 2. The United States of America $quarter 1985D Mint Mark Liberty 25-cent coin is an important part of modern American coinage history and remains a favorite among collectors of Washington quarters. This coin was produced at the famous Denver Mint in 1985 and carries the small D mint mark, which identifies its place of production. During the 1980s, the United States economy and everyday commerce relied heavily on quarter dollars because they were widely used in vending machines, public telephones, parking meters, laundromats, arcades, and daily transactions across the country. Although millions of 1985D quarters were produced for circulation, collectors today continue searching for high-grade examples, rare minting errors, and beautifully preserved coins that can be worth much more than their face value. The 1985D quarter represents a fascinating period in American history when traditional coin designs still dominated circulation before the arrival of state quarters and commemorative modern coin programs decades later. The obverse side of the 1985 D Washington quarter features the legendary portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States and one of the most respected figures in American history. Above Washington's head appears the word Liberty, symbolizing the nation's dedication to freedom and democracy. To the left of the portrait is the famous motto, "In God We Trust," while the year 1985 is displayed below the bust. Near the ponytail ribbon on the right side appears the small D mint mark, indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The portrait of Washington used on the quarter was originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan and first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. By 1985, this design had already been circulating for more than 50 years and had become one of the most recognizable coin portraits in the world. The reverse side of the 1985 D quarter displays the classic American eagle design that appeared on Washington quarters for many decades before the state quarter program began in 1999. The eagle stands proudly with wings spread wide, symbolizing strength, independence, and national pride. Beneath the eagle are two olive branches representing peace, while above the bird appears the inscription, United States of America. The motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, is positioned above the eagle's head. At the bottom of the reverse is the denomination, quarter dollar. This powerful reverse design became an enduring symbol of American coinage throughout the 20th century and remains deeply respected among collectors and historians today. The 1985 D quarter was struck using a copper-nickel clad composition. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, matching the standard specifications used for Washington quarters during that era. The edge of the coin is reeded, featuring small ridges around the sides. This reeded edge originally helped prevent precious metal shaving on older silver coins, but it remained part of quarter design traditions even after silver was removed from circulating quarters in 1965. The 1985 D quarter does not contain silver because by that time all regular circulation quarters were produced using clad metal compositions. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of 1985 D quarters to meet the enormous demand for circulating coinage across the United States. Because so many were struck, the coin remains relatively common today in circulated condition. Many Americans unknowingly still possess these quarters in old collections, jars, piggy banks, or drawers. However, collectors pay special attention to coins with sharp strikes, strong mint luster, and minimal wear because these qualities increase value significantly. High-grade uncirculated examples are especially attractive to collectors who build complete Washington quarter sets by date and mint mark. One interesting aspect of the 1985 D quarter is the quality of strikes produced at the Denver Mint during the mid-1980s. Some coins show weaker details, especially in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, while others display exceptionally sharp strikes with beautiful brilliance. Collectors often examine these details closely when grading coins. Coins that maintain original mint luster without scratches, stains, or wear are more difficult to find because most entered circulation immediately after production. Over decades of use, many coins became damaged through handling, machine counting, and environmental exposure. The value of a normal circulated 1985 D quarter is generally 25 cents because large quantities were produced. However, uncirculated coins in mint state condition can sell for several dollars depending on quality. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC are more desirable among collectors. Exceptional examples with near-perfect surfaces may command even higher prices at auctions. While ordinary circulated examples remain common, pristine high-grade coins are much scarcer than many people realize. Serious collectors often search through bankrolls and old collections hoping to discover hidden gems with superior quality. Mint error varieties also make the 1985 D quarter exciting for collectors. Certain errors can dramatically increase a coin's value. Double die errors may show doubling in letters or numbers, while off-center strikes occur when the coin blank is not properly aligned during striking. Other errors include clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, and coins struck on incorrect metal planchets. Some rare examples display dramatic visual abnormalities that attract strong interest from numismatists. Error collectors carefully inspect 1985 D quarters using magnifying tools because even small minting mistakes can transform a common quarter into a valuable collectible worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. The history of the Denver Mint itself adds additional interest to the 1985 D quarter. The Denver Mint began operations in the early 20th century and became one of the most important coin production facilities in the United States. Located in Colorado, the mint produced billions of coins used throughout the nation. Coins bearing the D mint mark are collected worldwide because they represent an important branch of American coin production history. During the 1980s, the Denver Mint played a major role in supplying circulation coinage for a growing American economy that depended heavily on cash transactions. The 1985 D quarter also reflects the culture and economy of the mid-1980s in America. During that decade, quarter dollars were essential in daily life. Arcade video games, vending machines, laundry machines, parking meters, and public telephones all required quarters. Many people carried rolls of quarters for travel and entertainment. As a result, these coins experienced heavy circulation and wear. Because of this extensive use, finding high-quality examples decades later became increasingly challenging for collectors. Collectors today appreciate the 1985 D Washington quarter for both its historical importance and collectible potential. Some hobbyists focus on assembling complete date and mint Washington quarter collections, while others specialize in mint errors or high-grade certified examples. The coin is often recommended for beginner collectors because it is affordable, widely available, and connected to one of the longest-running coin series in American history. Searching through old quarter rolls for rare varieties can also be exciting and educational for young collectors entering the hobby of numismatics. Proper storage is important for preserving the condition of collectible quarters. Experts recommend keeping uncirculated coins in protective holders or albums away from moisture, heat, and fingerprints. Cleaning coins is strongly discouraged because improper cleaning can damage surfaces and reduce collector value. Original mint luster and natural toning are preferred by experienced numismatists, especially for coins intended for professional grading. The United States of America, Connecticut, 1788 quarter dollar 1999 D mint mark Liberty 25-cent coin is one of the most famous and historically meaningful coins released under the highly successful 50-state quarters program introduced by the United States Mint in 1999. This coin honors the state of Connecticut, which became the fifth state to join the Union on January 9, 1788. The Connecticut quarter was the fifth coin released in the state quarter series and quickly became popular among collectors, historians, and ordinary Americans because of its beautiful design and historical symbolism. The 1999 D mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado, one of the major coin production facilities in the United States. During the late 1990s and early 2000s, the state quarters program became one of the most successful coin programs in American history, inspiring millions of people to begin collecting coins. Families, children, and hobbyists searched pocket change hoping to complete full sets of quarters representing all 50 states. The Connecticut quarter remains one of the most memorable designs from the early years of the program because it features the famous charter oak tree, a powerful symbol of freedom and independence in American colonial history. The obverse side of the 1999 Connecticut quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Above Washington's portrait appears the word Liberty, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," is displayed to the left. The year 1999 appears below the portrait, and the small D mint mark near Washington's ponytail identifies the coin as being struck at the Denver Mint. This portrait of Washington was adapted from the original design created by sculptor John Flanagan in 1932. For the state quarters program, slight modifications were made to refresh the appearance while preserving the classic dignity of the original design. Washington's image symbolizes leadership, patriotism, and the founding ideals of the United States, making it an appropriate centerpiece for the historic state quarters collection. The reverse side of the Connecticut quarter is what makes the coin truly special and unique. The design features the famous charter oak tree, one of the most legendary symbols in Connecticut history. The inscriptions include Connecticut, 1788, E pluribus unum, and the Charter OAK. The charter oak story dates back to colonial America during the 17th century. According to historical tradition, Connecticut colonists hid the colony's royal charter inside a massive oak tree in 1687 to protect it from confiscation by the English Governor-General Sir Edmund Andros. The charter represented Connecticut's right to self-government, and hiding it inside the oak tree became a symbol of resistance against British control and the defense of colonial freedoms. Over time, the charter oak became one of the most beloved symbols of liberty in Connecticut and American history. Even after the tree fell during a storm in 1856, pieces of its wood were preserved as treasured historical artifacts. The reverse design of the Connecticut quarter was created by artist T. James Farrell and sculpted by United States mint engraver Joseph. The image of the spreading oak tree symbolizes strength, endurance, freedom, and the spirit of independence that helped shape early America. Many collectors consider the Connecticut quarter one of the most elegant and meaningful designs in the entire state quarters series because of its simple yet powerful historical imagery. The 1999 D Connecticut quarter was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper center. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, matching standard quarter specifications used throughout modern American coinage. The edge is reeded with small ridges around the circumference. Although standard circulation coins were produced in clad metal, the United States Mint also created special silver-proof versions for collectors, but those coins were sold in proof sets rather than released into circulation. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of Connecticut quarters because public demand for the state quarters program was extremely high. Americans everywhere eagerly searched for newly released state quarters, and banks often ran out of new rolls because of collector demand. The state quarters program transformed coin collecting into a nationwide hobby during the late 1990s and early 2000s. Schools encouraged children to learn geography and history through coin collecting, while many adults began building complete state quarter collections in albums and display folders. The Connecticut quarter became particularly admired because of the historical importance of the Charter Oak story and the beauty of the tree design. Although millions of 1999 D Connecticut quarters were produced, collectors continue searching for high-grade examples and rare mint errors. Most circulated examples remain worth face value, or 25 cents, because of the large mintage numbers. However, uncirculated coins with strong mint luster and minimal contact marks can sell for higher prices. Coins graded or higher by professional grading companies such as or NGC are especially attractive to collectors. Perfectly preserved examples with sharp details and brilliant surfaces may command significant premiums in the collector market.